As the third smallest country in the world, Nauru covers a mere 21 square kilometers, just slightly larger than Vatican City and Monaco. But despite its tiny footprint, this remote island nation remains one of the most isolated places on Earth. Its significance, however, extends far beyond its size. Once known as Pleasant Island, Nauru was famed for its vast phosphate reserves, which brought extraordinary wealth and, at one point, made it one of the richest countries in the world. Yet, those golden years of economic prosperity have long since faded, leaving behind a nation with a complex and fascinating history. Today, Nauru offers something truly rare, a glimpse into a world untouched by mass tourism, where tradition and resilience shape everyday life. Surprisingly, tourism in Nauru has been steadily growing. In 2024 alone, nearly 1.6 million visitors made their way to this secluded island, drawn by its unique charm and untold stories. But what exactly makes Nauru so intriguing? What cultural traditions define its people? And what hidden aspects of this nation remain unknown to the outside world? Join us as we uncover the wonders of Nauru.
As I said, Australia is probably the biggest, richest nation in the Pacific, and
Nauru's cultural identity is a fascinating blend of deep ancestral traditions and modern influences. While colonialism and westernization have undeniably reshaped certain aspects of daily life, the island's indigenous heritage remains deeply embedded in its customs, artistry, and social fabric. Home to approximately 11,979 people, Nauru is predominantly inhabited by the Nauruan ethnic group, which makes up around 92% of the population. The remaining residents come from diverse backgrounds, including communities of Kiribati, Fijian, and Australian descent. Despite its small size, this unique mix of cultures has contributed to the island's distinct character. The Nauruan language, a rare Micronesian tongue, serves as the primary means of communication for nearly 96% of the population. However, English is widely spoken in official settings, particularly in government, education, and business, ensuring ease of communication in a globalized world. At the heart of Nauru's cultural landscape is Yaren, the island's unofficial capital, where traditions continue to thrive. Among the most revered cultural expressions is the Yakiba dance, a powerful art form in which each movement carries profound symbolic meaning, whether paying tribute to ancestors, seeking blessings, or strengthening community bonds. More than just a performance, this dance embodies moral teachings, reinforces cooperation, and instills a deep respect for elders. Another sacred tradition is the Buk ceremony, a spiritual practice that reflects the Nauruan people's deep-rooted connection to nature and their forebears. This ritual is performed to invoke blessings and strengthen communal ties, underscoring the islanders' unwavering reverence for their heritage. Handicrafts also hold a special place in Nauruan culture, particularly the intricate art of pandanus weaving. Skilled artisans carefully select and process pandanus leaves before weaving them into practical yet beautiful objects such as mats and baskets. Each woven pattern carries symbolic meaning, often linked to folklore and ancestral wisdom, preserving the island's storytelling traditions. One of the most significant national celebrations is Angam Day, observed annually on October 26th. More than just a holiday, this event commemorates the resilience and survival of the Nauruan people, who have endured historical adversities, including war and disease. Angam Day is a time for national pride and unity, a reminder of the island's enduring strength and spirit. While some ancient customs have faded over time, many traditional practices remain alive and well. Music and dance continue to be cherished cultural staples, while Nauruans also preserve their unique fishing techniques, including the remarkable use of frigate birds to catch fish, a skill passed down through generations. These time-honored traditions ensure that Nauru's cultural legacy remains vibrant, offering a rare glimpse into an island nation that, despite its size, holds a wealth of history and heritage. Despite its small size, Nauru offers a unique travel experience, blending natural beauty with a rich history. While it remains off the radar for most tourists, those who visit are rewarded with stunning landscapes and fascinating cultural sites. One of the island's most breathtaking spots is Anibari Bay, a pristine stretch of over 2 kilometers of white sand and turquoise waters. Beyond its beauty, the bay is also an important bird area, home to species like the Nauru reed warbler, making it a haven for birdwatchers. For a more tranquil escape, Wada Lagoon in Wada District offers a peaceful retreat. Surrounded by dense vegetation, this freshwater lake contrasts with the island's coastal scenery, providing an ideal spot for relaxation and nature walks. History enthusiasts will find World War II relics scattered across Nauru, including abandoned bunkers, artillery, and fortifications, reminders of the island's wartime past. Guided tours offer deeper insights into these historic sites. To explore Nauru's broader history, the Nauru Museum in Yaren showcases artifacts, photographs, and war relics that highlight the island's indigenous roots and colonial past. At the island's center, Topside reveals the scars of decades of phosphate mining. This plateau's rugged, almost lunar-like terrain stands as a stark reminder of Nauru's economic highs and environmental struggles. For those seeking an offbeat adventure, Nauru offers a rare glimpse into a world where history, culture, and nature come together in an unforgettable way. As mentioned earlier, Nauru was once one of the wealthiest nations on Earth. The island's vast phosphate reserves generated immense profits, with mining revenues peaking at an estimated $2.5 billion. However, this period of prosperity came at a steep cost, leading to Nauru's devastating decline, so much so that it earned the infamous label of the country that consumed itself. In just a few decades, Nauru transitioned from extraordinary wealth to severe economic collapse and environmental ruin. Phosphate was first discovered on the island in the early 20th century by Albert Ellis, attracting colonial powers like Germany, Britain, Australia, and New Zealand. By the 1970s, Nauru boasted one of the highest GDP per capita figures in the world, largely sustained by sovereign wealth funds. But the island paid a heavy price. Over 80% of its land was stripped of vegetation, ecosystems were destroyed, and water supplies were severely disrupted, forcing much of the population to relocate to narrow coastal areas. Mismanagement and corruption further depleted Nauru's wealth, leaving its economy in ruins. While phosphate profits funded modern infrastructure, healthcare, and education, they also replaced traditional agriculture, making Nauru entirely dependent on mining. Colonial rule worsened the crisis, as companies like the Pacific Phosphate Company and the British Phosphate Commissioners prioritized profits over the well-being of the Nauruan people. During World War II, Nauru fell under Japanese occupation. Mining operations ceased, and many locals were subjected to forced labor under brutal conditions. After the war, mining resumed, but by the 1990s, the island was so environmentally degraded that it became dependent on foreign aid for survival. Nauru's struggles didn't end there. In 2001, it became a key site for Australia's controversial Pacific Solution Policy, establishing the Nauru Regional Processing Centre to detain asylum seekers attempting to reach Australian shores. Though the facility was closed in 2008, It reopened in 2012 amid a rise in migration attempts. Under Australia's strict immigration rules, detainees, even those granted refugee status, were barred from settling in Australia. At its peak in August 2014, the center held 1,233 people in difficult conditions. Over time, many asylum seekers were repatriated or resettled in countries like the United States. Yet in September 2021, Australia and Nauru signed a new agreement to keep the facility operational. The center has been widely condemned for its poor living conditions and human rights violations, adding another dark chapter to Nauru's troubled history. Nauru's legal system is a distinctive mix of Australian and English law, intertwined with elements of indigenous customs. While the country's constitution guarantees freedom of speech and religion, strict government regulations place significant limits on religious organizations. For any religious group to evangelize, establish places of worship, or perform marriage ceremonies, official registration is required. As of 2014, this process mandated a minimum of 750 members, a difficult requirement in a nation with fewer than 12,000 people. Critics argue that this law restricts religious diversity and limits freedom of expression, favoring only large, well-established institutions, while making it nearly impossible for smaller faith groups to gain recognition. Historically, Nauru's criminal code also contained colonial-era Queensland laws that criminalized homosexuality. However, in 2016, the government officially repealed these statutes, legalizing same-sex relationships. This landmark decision marked a significant shift in both legal policy and societal attitudes, aligning Nauru with broader global trends toward LGBTQ+ rights. Economically, Nauru stands out for not imposing personal income tax, which has made it an attractive destination for offshore banking and financial secrecy. However, this lenient financial environment has also led to allegations of money laundering and illicit activities, drawing scrutiny from international regulatory bodies concerned about financial transparency. These unique laws and policies reflect Nauru's complex legal evolution, shaped by its colonial past, modern governance, and economic strategies.